Reading Uni Weather.
Hi, I'm Simon, and the big weather news this week in the world has been two really severe tropical cyclones that have formed in the Arabian Sea. First we had Chapala, pictured here on the left, and then Megh. Now both these storms took roughly similar tracks into Yemen, and both badly affected the island of Socotra on the way. Chapala reached a peak intensity of 130 miles an hour with a 3-minute average, but it was in fact a top-end Category 4 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It made landfall on Yemen as a hurricane, the first such storm to do so on record, and dumped 610 millimetres of rain in 24 hours. To give you some idea of just the magnitude of that, that's 7 years worth of rain for the region in just one day. This quite bad flooding event sadly claimed the lives of over 10 people. Megh, meanwhile, which you can see here took a nearly identical track and also badly affected the island of Socotra, was a slightly weaker system, but nonetheless brought many heavy rains as well. So, what was the fuel behind such major tropical cyclone activity? If we look at the sea surface temperature plot, we see that 2015 in the Arabian Sea has been a record warm value, well above the previous record set just back in 2012. It was also substantially warmer than 1997, when we had a similar El Niño event. These warm sea surface temperatures provide extra fuel for major tropical cyclones. Here we see sea surface temperatures from before Chapala, and this region here where the storm formed was well above normal, 2 to 3 degrees in fact. And afterwards, it was still above average, but there was a cold wake left behind by the storm due to oceanic mixing and the heat flux through the storm. The atmosphere's dynamics also played a role in why there was such a region of cyclogenesis. If we plot a composite of all these El Niño years since the 1970s, we can see on this potential velocity plot a large negative anomaly over the Indian Ocean and Africa. This is indicative of rising motion, and that's what we need for strong tropical cyclone activity. But it's not just the Arabian Sea that's been record-breaking at the moment, and that's been a feature of the world's weather throughout this year. In this plot of sea surface temperatures for October, large parts of the eastern Pacific and tropical Atlantic, and indeed the rest of the Indian Ocean, were at record warm levels. In total, this covered 16% of the globe's ocean surfaces, an outstanding value. This extra fuel for tropical cyclones has helped produce a record number of Category 4 and 5 storms, well above the previous record, again set in that El Niño year of 1997, but absolutely smashed the previous record. So can we tie this to global warming? Well, that's another thing that's been record-breaking this year. If we plot a 12-month running mean of NASA's GIST temp, we see that right now it's the warmest it's ever been in this record stretching back to the late 19th century. Current climate models expect that with global warming we will see more of the most powerful tropical cyclones, and if 2015 is anything to go by, then this may be a taste of the future. Thank you.
Reading Uni Weather.